everybody? I am Omega. Welcome back to the day-night show matches. I am casting tonight with Zero Lambda, a best-of-5 for CovertMuffin versus DeathRoW. Gentlemen, this evening I would like you to tell us, as always, your rank, race, and region in StarCraft 2, and more importantly, who was your favorite to win this weekend, whether they made it there or not. We can start with Covert.
Hi guys, my screen name is CovertMuffin. My rank is Diamond because I don't play on ladder, and I play all three races, but I'm bad at all three races. And so I guess the person who I enjoyed watching the most was Polt. I saw some absolutely crazy games from him in the early round, centered around getting battle cruiser, like a couple of battle cruisers late in the game. There's this one TVT versus Marine something or another, and
Marine Lord.
Yeah, that guy. And like Marine Lord was like,
I like that guy.
Yeah, he was posed to like win hard. He had like a Thor, a bunch of Marines, and Polt had like one BC in a couple of things, and Polt was able to micro his one battle cruiser away with like 10 hit points, and then ended up winning him the game because he kept it alive. It was absolutely insane.
Oh, yeah. I saw this one. It was on Coda, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Dude, if you can find like at some point like a link to the timestamp for that,
okay,
I would love to watch that because I love stuff like that. That's so good.
Oh, I have. Funny enough, I already have the link, but
oh, sick.
Oh, you do?
Just put it in the Skype thing. We'll check it out later. In that case, well, great. That passes it over to DeathRoW then.
Okay. My game name is DeathRoW. I play on North America quite a bit, but I've been dabbling on EU and Legacy. So, yeah. I am Diamond Terran, which is, I know, disgusting, but better than Protoss. That's about it. My favorite player, however, is Yellow, man. Can't go wrong with that guy. Ooh, we're so quiet. It's like, oh, by the way.
Yeah, that's cool. That's interesting.
That's the link. Anyways,
thank you.
You know why I like the little one. Come on, guys.
Of course. Apparently it's over now, and since I can math, I have a feeling I know who won.
Yep, me too.
But
damn it.
Brutal, though. Brutal. But we won't talk about that anymore in case somebody else hasn't checked it out yet. We're not going to be assholes and spoil things. So, with that said, it's time to get on to map vetoes. Same process as always. Same map pool as always. But you get one veto each. So, rock, paper, scissors, go.
Oh, I'm ready for this.
Always ready.
I've been training.
I know. You've been playing rock, paper, scissors with other matches. It's very interesting.
Yep. Yeah, I've been.
Oh, you both want scissors. Oh, he's in your head. He's in your head, Covert.
Or maybe I'm in his.
Oh, maybe.
He opened scissors first last time. Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, you both want rock.
Yes!
Totally, you're synchronizing. That's interesting. Next one. Both want rock. I have not seen a lot of ties like this in a while.
Metagame is real.
Back to scissors. So go again.
Both of us?
Yep.
Yes! Alright, let's see how many times I can tie with them.
That's obnoxious. I like it.
Alright, here we go. Come on.
Well, you did go paper, so Covert stayed on scissors.
No!
No tie. Okay, Covert, you get to decide.
So I finished in first place in order to absolutely fail and finish last, so I'm gonna let him pick vetoes first.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Mind games.
I actually have considered just, like, making the person who wins veto first, which would be kind of funny. It's like every person would be trying to lose.
But yeah, I would just try and tie
one day, not this week. So what would you like to veto first, DeathRoW?
Veto first. Cactus Valley.
Wow, that was not the map I was expecting you to veto. All right. In that case, we are going to go ahead and veto Iron Fortress.
Dunsies.
Oh yeah.
So we have
That's
Inferno
interesting.
Pool in the map pool. Unusual. And I'd be interested to see if we even get to it. Presuming you don't want to plan it first. What do you want to do, DeathRoW?
Ooh. I can go for the best of 5, to be honest.
Okay. So, oh, you can't?
No, I can.
Oh,
I should
okay.
be able to. I mean,
Good.
I'm not doing
Just checking.
anything.
But what do you want to plan first then?
Let's go with Expedition. I'm
Okay.
with that map.
Go
All
right.
right. Vani will be the second map.
Okay.
Means terrible. Vonnie. Oh. Another map. Echo.
Okay. And then 4.
Coda.
And that would make
Yeah.
Inferno 5.
Of course.
Kind of what I expected. But
Who
that's
wants
cool.
to play on Inferno? Come on.
I'm sure there's somebody out there.
Call
It's like I'm
nobody.
sure there's somebody out there who actually uses those yellow gems all the time in Diablo. Not me, but they exist, I'm certain.
Wow. Don't sound so sure.
Not 100%. I'm just kidding.
I've got a few builds for Inferno.
I
Got
would,
a few.
I would hope. I would hope so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
4-player
anyway,
maps.
But
Toxic
anyway,
Oracle.
we are set to get started. So as always, if you lose, you may come back to the post-game interview only if you want to. If you win, we specifically request that you do so, especially if you have time. And otherwise, good luck.
Great, thank you.
Oh my god, I'm scared. Covert, hold me right now. Love me.
I thought
Anyways,
you're
good luck,
already
babe.
trying to hold me, but you're accidentally holding a muffin instead.
Ooh,
So
I like it.
whoops. All right, see you guys.
Sick.
Yeah. Okay. It's CovertMuffin's a ninja. Except that instead of a log appearing, it's a muffin.
He substitutes a muffin instead, yes.
Vah! He goes, ah! Or maybe he's some kind of spectral creature. Like his essence flows out of the muffin and goes into another muffin. He becomes a different CovertMuffin, and that muffin becomes a muffin.
Oh.
Instead of a CovertMuffin.
My head hurts.
I'm already engaged and excited. It's gonna be awesome!
I was gonna say my head hurts already. I'm confused.
And now, yeah. I always got, like, my roommate back in college was actually an English major. And the one thing he always had over me is he had, like, the best grammar and all that imaginable. And he was a really good writer. But he was always, like, confused by the worlds I would come up with. Because he would look at it and go, there's literally nothing like this that exists. I mean, there's spelling errors everywhere, but it's cool. And I'm like, I'm not sure whether that's a compliment or not, but all right.
Spelling sucks. Like the first thing he can say. Thanks.
Oh,
buddy.
yeah. I don't think I've ever heard him, like, speak highly, not of my spelling so much as just, like, my grammar mistakes in general. He's just like, still needs work.
Sounds
I do
funnier.
like the idea, though. Like, I've never had him look at something I've come up with and be like, oh, that's generic. It just doesn't happen. Why? I'm apparently crazy. But, that's fine. I can think of spectral CovertMuffins easily.
CovertMuffin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No headaches here.
Huh.
So this is a diamond versus a diamond. The P versus a T. And in the top right of the map, we have our Terran player in the blue. It is Fever C, DeathRoW.
And his opponent spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, the pink Protoss player of this game. It is CovertMuffin. And AJ. So,
Okay, we got a probe leaving the base. Kinda early. Makes me nervous.
oopsie.
You'll notice a total lack of a pylon even. This is only usually done for one of two reasons, and both of them, a flavor's a Gouda.
Why not
yeah.
a Swiss? Swiss smells the worst.
Well, could be Limburger though.
It smells like...
Limburger's on another level.
I suppose Limburger. I've never smelled Limburger myself. It's probably a good thing I take it.
I've heard it's pretty bad. But you're right. Swiss is not the best.
It tastes really good. I like Swiss, but
It's okay.
the smell is
It's okay.
smells like feet.
But judging by the positioning of this pylon, probably a proxy zealot.
Yep.
Yeah, there are a couple other variations of the proxy build where you actually get a cyber core and get like 2 zealots and a stalker. That also happens. I've just not seen it more than once. So probably the proxy zealot thing. Now the thing is, DeathRow's going with the extremely standard opening with a wall off.
Be
You
tough.
probably survive.
Yeah, especially if he gets just one single marine out, and he can just repair the supply depots endlessly. Covert's gonna go up here and he's gonna find out, hey.
Yep, proxy zealot. I'd actually be interested to see if he changes anything. He sees the normal wall off and everything. Nope. I wonder. Yeah, he's gonna try and block the placement of the supply depot as much as he can. And this. Oh yeah, he's trying to sit on top of it. I wonder if this is giving it away yet. No, DeathRow's not thinking about it. Instead, he's going down here to check. He just want to just check the back side of his base.
Uh-oh.
This isn't going to work, though, like what Covert's trying to do, because this Reaper's going to pop out long before any Zealots get here. So he shouldn't be able to actually hold the door open, so to speak.
Well, the Reaper may rush straight diagonally across the map. And, I mean, if the Zealots can slip in behind that, he's going to be in huge trouble, because there's no other supply depot either up at the front of the wall.
The Zealot is going to act... no, yeah, he knows what's going on now. Oh, he didn't actually try to complete the wall.
Uh-oh.
That's not good. He does get rid of the probe, which is going to make his life better. But this is a pretty scary situation already.
Zealots here really fast, going to go straight for the workers.
Yeah, he's putting up the wall now. Just kind of try and shut the door down. Now, the thing that's pretty frustrating about this for DeathRow, though, is that buildings under constructions cannot be repaired. So he can't actually just beat on that until it goes down. Especially if you manage to get the SCV, which is
the SCV's out front.
side.
Oh, it moved.
Dodges back in. And just in time. This has essentially been held. I'm pretty sure.
If this Reaper's eventually going to whittle away at these Zealots.
You can see that DeathRow's basic response to this is to get stim. Picking up stim, interesting. Secondary wall off, just in case. But picking up stim like this, get a couple more barracks, he can just build up a decent marine ball, and then walk out.
Yep, here we go. Trying to work on the other supply depot. Building a command center in this opponent's face. Or no, that's a barracks. That looked bigger. I'm sorry. I don't know why that looked as big as a command center. Maybe my eyes are funky today.
Okay. So it looks like Covert's going into the next stage of this. He's gotten a cybernetics core, and we're probably going to see him break out some ranged units, and he'll come back with another ball of units with the intention of... Ooh, he's trapping the Reaper. But he'll come back with the intention of just trying to break him down with a secondary all-in. Might work, might not. We'll have to wait and see how things develop a little bit first.
Lecta throwing out that that's what she said in response to my comment. I like it. Somebody's on point.
It looked big. Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal.
Yeah,
Not
there
as
we go.
brutal as this Reaper's gonna be. There's nothing to kill this thing here.
Nothing to stop it. No stalkers. It jumps straight in.
Actually, it's probably not as brutal. That's still pretty brutal. Nice micro. Oh!
Oh!
Almost catches him.
So close. So close.
He's gonna keep going for it though. And
Oh!
But Reapers are, of course, they cannot really be stopped unless they're 100% surrounded, which
Nope.
almost is happening though. He's taking hits. He needs to actually recharge that health, because the next time he comes at him, this is gonna be the last. Health going back up now. Oh no, photon! Photon energy from the mothership core, not photon overcharge, just, you know, photons, standard kind, are the last thing that Reaper sees before he goes up in flames. And it looks like we're transitioning into a 4-gate.
Yep, transitioning into 4-gate. Best way to do it, especially since he's already got the proxy. These Marines have not been diligent about trying to shut down that pylon over there, the single Artosis pylon holding up these 2 gateways. And Covert's going to push in. He's got 3 Zealots. This is actually pretty scary this early in the game.
Yeah, DeathRow does have stim though. There's a lot of DPS that he can just pour on out of nowhere. He doesn't have any medevacs, but he's building up toward the tech for that. And he'll have combat shield soon as well, which will help him out quite a bit. Oh, the wall! The wall is up because the stalker was like literally an inch off of where he was supposed to be.
Yikes.
Feel bad.
Yikes, yikes. No bunkers here yet to be found, though.
Oh, he doesn't want to keep that wall down. I mean, oh. And now we have the mothership core. He's just going to be able to nick the edge of that with a few Marines and force him to leave. This is one Marine, but looks like we have a bit of a stalemate here. And yeah, DeathRoW, you can even see he's grabbing a precautionary bunker in the back of this. He does have a command center. He'll be able to increase his SCV production, eventually bring that down to the low ground. But this is partly because he didn't really have a lot of eyeballs out there. He was able to get the...
Another bunker going down.
Oh no! Excellent force field from CovertMuffin actually traps not only the Marines there, but also keeps the supply depot down. I think if he keeps a unit on top of it, nope, he doesn't even need to care. Blew up the other one. But there's 2 bunkers up in the moment. He has combat shield done. He's going to have concussive shells. This is an extremely awful angle for Zealots to fight in, so it's not over yet. More bunkers going up in the back of it, but no repair in that one.
Uh-oh. That's bad. No repair. I mean, there are 2 SCVs here, but... Oh, Zealot's moving straight in for the mineral line.
This is an extremely solid move from CovertMuffin. He's doing more guaranteed damage by hitting things like this command center at the front. Meanwhile, 2 of these Zealots run around to the back to try and do something about the econ advantage that DeathRoW had gained over time. But that's out of the picture now. It looks like the command center is going to back off a bit, and the Marines / Marauder are in the bunkers. And I think CovertMuffin's at least going to have to fall back a little bit here. He's gonna supply block DeathRoW, though. Very frustrating.
I'm gonna try and pick up this tech lab too, so the barracks can't fly back over there and get more Marauders out for this. But yeah, no. DeathRoW's mineral supply here.
Yeah. Meanwhile, single SCV has gone down here. He's checking out the base, wants to see what he has. He's going to see the 2 gateways there and know that this is essentially a 4-gate. And then when he wanders back down, presuming that Covert doesn't notice, try to kill him, he's going to see, yeah, there's a nexus there. So he gets the idea that CovertMuffin's push right here is not necessarily designed to end the game. Now that he sees that nexus there, he knows that he has his backup plan really is not going to be more units, but more economy. He did damage to him, and he's going to bank on that to get him an advantage. The truth, though, is that both players are equal in workers, so unless he wants to start chrono boosting workers out, the Protoss isn't going to get necessarily an advantage in that respect.
Well, it's a trade-off with the 4-gate. You lose workers in order to get early aggression, and you throw a lot of resources into stalkers and things like that. And he dropped the Nexus right after that, so there are no minerals left for that extra thing.
That's right.
Up the aggressive.
Now, of course, for DeathRoW, there is one real valid concern, is that he's been locked inside his base now. So where an advantage that CovertMuffin may be able to build up is if he can keep him in there just long enough to build a few workers, then he actually does start to edge out a little bit in terms of a lead. But, we've got cloaked things appearing. That's not good. It's never good for a gateway army if there's no detection, as there isn't at the moment. And the more of those that come out, he's going to be driven out.
Yep, DeathRoW's going... I think he's doing the right thing. Got a reactor on the factory here. It's going to eventually... eventually Covert can't push up to the top of the ramp there.
Medevacs in play. Small number of units. He's going to need a little bit more to be able to walk down there. The big threat right now is all these force fields. He can just slice his army in half, just as he did on the ramp earlier, and do a lot of damage. But now there's a drop going out.
Smart move here by DeathRoW. I really, really like this decision. There's nothing here defending the natural. Covert's going to bank on his contain.
Oh, it appears on Covert's vision for just a second. Let's see if he actually reacts to this in any way. There's no army units going back. There's a single stalker wandering around the map, but there's nothing here to defend. And as soon as this hits the ground, we're going to see CovertMuffin probably charge out the ramp, try and do some damage on the assumption that he just doesn't have anything in his base. Seeing an entire drop down here.
Drop these Widow Mines.
3 stalkers go down. Widow Mines are going to kind of hoof it back up to the top here. Would have been good, actually, if he had left one down in the natural. Burning up both of them is okay, but he does shut down all of CovertMuffin's mining time for just a little bit here, and that is a photon cannon that is probably not going to finish.
No, probably not.
Unless he gets the stuff over there. Nope.
Oh, too bad. Wasn't even canceled there, so,
Oh my goodness! Well, this drop is dead. Goodbye. Recall right on his face.
Yep.
But yeah, CovertMuffin made the right decision in not walking up this ramp, or his entire army would have disappeared. But now, more importantly for DeathRoW, he did a lot of damage just now, and now he can actually expand. So he's canceling all of his bunkers, and he's going to plop that right down. It'll get a little frustrating for CovertMuffin as now some of his pylons are going to go down. There isn't really much in the way of defenses up here, except for a couple of DTs that have now been worked in. He does have sufficient scan energy to deal with this, like way over sufficient.
Yep, he's also been constructing missile turrets here and there around the base, just making sure he's got his detection area covered, especially in the mineral lines. So.
Yeah. So
Covert's
between the
gonna-
zealots. Oh,
Oh,
this is gonna suck.
oh!
Kabam, kabam, bam. That's not even all of them yet.
Ouch.
Boom, 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 boom. Scan, scan, DeathRoW. There you go.
Good job by DeathRoW there, picking off the DTs, doing all that free damage. Man, that was a lot of force field energy expended there.
A lot of force field energy expended, and these Widow Mines are actually going to pop again in a second. He's actually fighting right on top of them. He needs to scan a second time. See if his reaction time's really good. It is. Well, he has a turret back here.
Yikes.
And CovertMuffin doesn't have any army now against the 35 army supply of his opponent.
Wow, pretty scary for Covert. His aggression failed here.
Yeah, I think DeathRoW should walk over here, take off these proxy buildings, and that would just really slow CovertMuffin down even more. Well, let's see what he does. He's getting some gases. And he might be thinking to himself right now that his only real way to win from here is probably to stretch up into some kind of tech like High Templar. Maybe go for Charge Loud Archon.
I like the Charge Load Archon idea, especially against heavy bio. But these Widow Mines are going to pose a huge problem with that bonus damage to shields. Archons are very, very squishy underneath all that shield energy.
My original thought around that was to think like Storm, but I'm not sure he really has the time, honestly. Charge Loud Archon might be the only thing he could even get to. But the thing is, he doesn't really have a lot of gas.
Nope. And I mean, just the army supply. I mean, that's
like
insane.
He can't. I don't know. He can't really afford to even remake these gateways very easily. It's not
I mean,
so fun.
If DeathRoW loads up right now and those medevacs boost across the map, I mean, there's nothing Covert can do.
I like what he's trying to do, though. He's sending a DT and a Zealot down here. He's just going to keep poking here, hoping he can find an opening. But the problem is there's a bunker here already. Yeah, it's not going to get anywhere. With the concussive shells in there, slows it down before it can get out of the radius.
Ooh, yep. It's gonna be a rough time for Covert now. Reinforcements streaming across the map.
Oh, and there's all the Widow Mines ever. For some reason, kind of stacking into the corner there. That's a strange movement bug. Checking for a third. And he sees the lack of anything particularly threatening. So he's going to walk up here. There's a scan that throws down. Takes care of the DTs. So no hope there, unfortunately. And that's GG.
Yep. Covert taps out. DeathRoW takes game 1. Well played there. Well held. By Mr. DeathRoW.
So we have a couple other players basically saying, let's see, people think that he could have gone Robo, wouldn't have had the gas. Honestly, he was dead, no matter what he did. The DTs were probably his last shot, in my mind. Now, R.O.B.O. That's a good build in most cases. Especially his laser beam attack, one of my favorites.
Checking with the players, making sure that they are all set. We'll load up into game 2. It's on Vonnie. There we go. Got a response. Go, go. Go, 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 go.
And I want to keep playing, can't say no.
Morris Sassy. All DeathRoW? You ever call my macro crap again? Oh boy. So yeah, Vonnie, pretty good for Terrans. Boost across the map. Protoss gonna have a little bit of trouble if Covert rolls that, but he is going random. So there is potential for Mutalisks if he gets Zerg, or, you know, counter drops as a Terran player. Should be pretty good. I think this next game, they're fairly evenly matched. I like how skilled both of these players are. I mean, it takes a lot of skill to hold that. I mean, that was a huge 4-gate. That was pretty ridiculous. Yep. Covert actually choosing Terra in this game.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would actually say that kind kind of was in a bad spot from the moment that was held as solidly as it was. I mean, really, the only thing that DeathRoW even lost at all from the initial Zealot attack was just repair minerals. Didn't really get anything. Got close though. Like he could have done a little bit more damage, but
Yeah, I mean, if he had continued to repair those, I mean, without an expansion, that would have been you're just bleeding minerals at that point, literally. So.
Yeah. I also had the three Zealots walking into the back, killing 13 workers, really is what gave him a chance there, though.
Yeah.
Got very close. But the counterattack damage was more than enough to equalize things.
Yeah, definitely have to agree.
That is the story for that one. Funny, though? CovertMuffin loves this map.
Yes, he does. He actually gets really upset when somebody vetoes it.
Yes. Like, whether it's in his games or anybody else's, he just loves this map.
Yep.
And I'm curious to see what he takes from that, like how he applies it. He wants to go for a mirror match here, I guess. Terran versus Terran.
You can't beat him, join him Omega.
Well, I don't know if that's CovertMuffin's philosophy. I don't think that's CovertMuffin's philosophy. More like if you can't beat him as them. That's probably what he's thinking. Not even join them, just still wants to win, still wants to crush. He didn't join the Roman Empire, he became a saboteur. When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Yep. Anything you can do, I can do, Muffin.
Yeah, that works too, right?
Mm-hmm. Just throw a muffin at it, call it good. Killing some more time here, waiting on DeathRoW. He's taking a quick break. Pardon me.
So with 2 days until Massive Heroes update.
Oh, yeah. Sounds good to me. I can't wait for the Battlefield of Eternity. It looks so cool. I'm so happy to have some Diablo themed maps.
You didn't get on the PTR and try that yet, did you?
No, I haven't been able to. All week's been kind of silly for me.
You have it downloaded, right?
That I don't know. I don't remember if I did or not, actually.
Oh, well, don't worry about it. To be honest, even if you were on it, there's actually like some annoying issues. Like it's likely you won't even get a match for like 5 minutes. You have to just sit in the queue and stare off into the distance.
So I take it not many players are taking part.
Not enough. It's like early alpha was back when we first got on.
Oh yeah, there's just not enough players to matchmake there. So alright, so here we go.
And on the top of the map here on Vonnie Research Station, we have our blue Terran player. It is none other than Fever C's DeathRoW. FIFA Clan.
And his opponent spawning in the bottom side of the map is the pink Terran player, this time from DJ CovertMuffin.
So he had a build, and instead he was like, well, fuck it. That's probably how this all happened. Okay. Fair enough. This time Covert's not being an insane madman, not proxying anything.
YOLO, he says, without the hashtag, I am very surprised.
Yeah, well, whether it was like a fully thought out thing or not, I actually do think there's a lot of merit in a long series like this to opening with a cheesy game. Like for a lot of people, you hit them with cheese and it tilts them. Like it doesn't necessarily make them angry when I use that word. I mean, it makes them really emotionally charged. Like they either get too overconfident because they just held the cheese, or they get like really angry at you because you dared to cheese them. There's a lot of people that think that way, and given that, like, especially if with most people, I think it's not a bad move.
That's pretty good.
It's not nice. Won't make them your friends, but you are trying to kill them. So, I mean, shrug.
Actually, another note, too, on the grammar earlier. That's actually how my girlfriend and I got to know each other. We met online. Really? Yeah. And the specific chat sort of area we hung out in were a lot of teenagers, younger. You know, I mean, we were teenagers at the time as well, but
sure.
We were drawn to the proper grammar, and here we are.
It's one way of getting people's respect.
Yeah, exactly.
To actually care.
You more intellectual people are drawn to things like that, and that's pretty good. So,
by the way, it's kind of a fun note on that. You played the original Assassin's Creed, right?
Yes, I did.
One of the things I found absolutely hilarious in that game was that the stuff that happened in the real world, there was like all these emails you could look at behind your captors' backs,
Oh yes, I
And
remember
the
those.
super intellectual doctor guy had the worst grammar and typing in all of his emails.
Yes, he
I thought
did.
that was hilarious. It was like even at a certain point, because like the other characters in all of these emails is like using proper grammar, even like proper headings and everything, and he's just like, why do you keep signing your emails? It's obvious it sent you. I mean, like it says it at the top of the screen.
Yep.
And just like no response. It's like good stuff. Anyway, catching up with the chat that we just saw. DeathRoW throwing a shout out to Mr. Beedrick, Mr. Vigilius up there.
Yep.
Interesting game again. But looks like this time we're going to something a little bit more conventional, so to speak. And that is two Terrans probably doing Banshees to each other.
Yeah, you can look at their builds. It's almost identical, except Covert has an extra starport on the way.
That's because he's probably committing to that part of this a little more.
Yep, going hard for the Banshees.
Or as my friend Dirt likes to say, hard on the paint.
Hard on the paint.
Of course, it's the way Dirt says it, so it's not just like he's going hard on the paint, like like basketball style. It's more like go hard on the paint.
Or when he gets when he gets surprised, he goes, going hard on the paint. He's got that distressed voice.
It's funny. It's always funny.
First Banshee coming out. Covert gonna break the silence.
Yeah, Covert's gonna get there first with this. DeathRow's gonna pick up an engineering bay, be able to get up turrets a little bit quicker. I think that's more or less what DeathRow has foregone here. So he's not gonna have anything in the real way of defenses other than potential scans and these two Marines. Widowmine. Well, if he gets lucky. Widowmines are always kind of a hit and miss thing as far as defense are concerned, just because, I mean, if you put them in the right spot and it kills the thing that's flying over your base, cool. If it does it after it's already killed 8 things, then it's not as great.
Yep. That's kind of scary. Both players are going Widowmines actually too, so
Yeah,
got the same idea here.
I think DeathRow anticipates this. He's already got a turret down in front of his production buildings and another one in his mineral line. He's basically saying, I know you're going to try this, and also know you're not going to be able to defend what I'm doing, so too bad, good sir, too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, this is DeathRow. In capital letters.
Wait,
Wait.
he says.
Wait.
What are we
it's
waiting
siege
for?
tank.
Going for siege tanks. Covert's moving up 2 Banshees.
I thought of something. Oh.
Uh-oh. You notice?
What's this? What is this mind games? That's funny.
Speaking
Covert,
of-
by the way, expanding.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of thinking stuff, where's Covert's haikus?
Oh, he hasn't done that at all this time. It's probably just because he's tired. He's focusing on playing. Oh, missile turret there, missile turret there. He can do a little bit of damage, but I think he's still in the sight radius of these missile turrets if he's not careful. He'll be able to walk forward and just kill everything. And however, DeathRow is very well aware that 2 Banshees can one-shot a Marine, so if he gets too close without being able to hit something, you start losing dudes. It's not going to happen, though. Whoa, that siege tank should probably not be hanging out with this Marine ball.
There we go. Another Banshee joining.
Hits one of the add-ons, which is really, really good for Covert. Delays anything he could do in response by a little bit. But Covert's like, really? 1-1-1? Yep. That's what he's doing, buddy. That's what he's doing. In fact, here comes the Banshee from DeathRow. Probably would have been good if that got out on the map a little quicker, though.
Covert's rallying his own Banshees near the center of the map. Fly straight into this, so he's going to know exactly what's... No, he's moving! He's not going to see this Banshee!
Covert, though, is getting a Raven and a Viking. He will be able to defend this. There's going to be a very small window, though, where DeathRow can do a lot of damage, and these... in fact, he's already seen it. There goes the cloak. DeathRow should probably... Okay, he's going to try and hit the tech lab and cut down any defenses that he might be able to put together.
Oh dear. But now he has high ground vision. Wouldn't be too hard just to siege up a tank and siege from the low ground.
Nope, there goes the tech lab, so... cuts down his production a little bit, but there's a second starport, so anything that he really needed to build out of that, he still can. Widow Mines get Explodorino'd, but not before killing a few Marines in the process. And here comes some Banshees to wheel around and looks like go after the Marines and the siege tank. And I think Covert's just, he just holds this off, no problem. Both sides have not really taken any econ damage whatsoever. The army is a little bit better for DeathRow in terms of supply, but the compositional advantage for CovertMuffin is definitely real. He's already got like 2 Ravens on the board.
Yep, 2 Ravens. He's got Vikings to counter the Banshees of DeathRoW. Ooh, here we go. He spotted one.
No
Out of energy
detection.
anyway.
Yeah, it's just dead.
Boom. So the Banshee game here. I'm going to say this goes to Covert as far as the Banshees are concerned.
You know, overall, Covert's in a really strong position, too, just for another reason. And that is he already has his expansion planted down, and he's mining from it. Whereas DeathRoW, he does have his command center, but he just hasn't moved it into position yet. He doesn't have the defenses there yet.
Oh.
And it looks like he's only going to barely have them in time. Marine Ball ready to fight here. He could cloak the Banshees and go for an attack. Looks like he wants to do that. Orbital. Ooh. Blows up a Marine.
Yeah, pretty good. DeathRoW trying to bait the Seeker Missile back into Covert's Banshees. Very good move, but
It didn't quite work out. He does have a Widow Mine there, which he can use. He saw the exact entry position that CovertMuffin was going for, and he's going to bury the Widow Mine along that route. Would be good to bury another one where the original mine was. Of course, if Covert's watching, he can actually see that in the ground and avoid it. But I don't think he's going to be coming back that route next time for a little while.
you know, DeathRow's going to actually fly his command center over here now. He feels safe enough. A couple turrets coming up now. He's got a Viking to stave off any attacks, and of course a Widow Mine. I mean, can't go wrong with Widow Mines. But DeathRow pouring a couple more barracks into his build. Alliteration there, throwing me up. Stem's on the way, so these Marines are going to get very, very scary if Covert decides to continue to stick to the air army. Covert getting stem of his own, 1-1.
Okay. Door is shut to my room, so if there is any more phone ringing, it won't be ear-piercingly clear.
There we go. Seems legit.
Sorry about that.
All good, you know, people call, it's a normal thing. DeathRoW grabbing gas on his natural.
Open the chat and there's still people just trash talking each other. Always fun when we have the diamonds in our group around. I find them very entertaining.
Pretty good. They all, you know, they
Yeah,
trash
good to
talk
see
each
Mr.
other.
Henning. Good to see Mr. Henning and Mr. Vigilius hanging out with us tonight. Anyway, yeah, whoa, that's a frozen screen.
Uh-oh.
Me?
Nope.
DeathRoW.
DeathRoW.
Coming out. Uh-oh, you there? Well, he's back. Okay,
DeathRow's
good.
back. DeathRow's back. To some
I mean,
degree.
he's still moving his stuff around and still building things, I think.
Game.
Nope. DeathRow calls for a pause.
Flag arena. Okay. We haven't experienced any of it, though. This is always rough. I mean, there's really a lot you can do from our ends when this happens here. I mean, if it's happening to all of us, then like it could be some kind of server issue, but this is most likely on DeathRow's end, unfortunately.
Beedrick telling DeathRow to buy a router somewhere other than Walmart.
Oh, brutal.
That's kind of...
No, his ISP's been throttling his Wi-Fi. Rough. Fountain, please.
Game resumed.
There we go. Alright, we're back in. DeathRow seems to have stabilized temporarily. There we go. Yep, DeathRow moving out with his own air army. He's got he's got a Raven and a couple Vikings waiting for those Banshees to come back, but I don't think that's Covert's plan.
I think he's still in kind of a defensive posture given that previous attack. Covert, though, is just marching ahead with the economic advantage. He's already 7 workers ahead of his opponent, and picking up upgrades on the back of that. Mostly looks like for a bio.
I need to stop looking at the chat. I'm getting distracted.
Yeah, I recently I put my SC2 into full screen for when I'm casting.
Oh.
And then borderless, so I can alt tab and see it if I need to, but it's not just there all the time.
Oh man, nothing against
now
the chat. You guys are just hilarious, and I
really
need
tempted.
to focus.
I love my Walmart router, Kappa. Yeah, Keepo, Kappa Pride. Okay. Wait, he isn't dead. Wait, he isn't dead. I'm sorry. I can't. Yeah. If you were in Covert stream, I think that's as shy a surprise if you used that command.
Oh man.
For anybody who doesn't get the reference.
Shy surprise.
Panic, guys. Yep. So yeah, did you watch any of Day 9 trying to make it to Legend this month?
No, I haven't actually been watching Day 9 much. I feel
He got to
pretty
rank
bad.
1.
Oh, so he's like right there on the cusp.
He got really close. I don't know if he made it because I think any games he would have played after that would have been off stream. So maybe he made it, maybe he didn't. He still has a couple of nights actually. I wonder if he'll try and make it on camera. That's tough though, because you hit the top of that, your famous name, people are going to look you up on stream, and things get a little harder when
he's got
cheap.
quite a bit of material there then. Ooh,
oh yeah.
Oh man, Covert. Let's get this done, man. He's got heavy bio force.
Now, he's saying, I think your attempt to expand is going to keep you behind me in army, and he's actually right about that. He's about 26 army supply ahead right now, and that might be enough to push him over, at the very least, shut down this expansion, which that's really all Covert seems to be wanting to do, is just get that economic edge and hold it. And, of course, make sure he doesn't lose in terms of upgrades or composition from there. And this is where things are a little dicey. There's a couple siege tanks here, some air army. Mostly the air for DeathRoW is completely out of position, though. So he should be able to rule from the skies and pick off these siege tanks quickly. But let's see how well it goes. Siege tanks get a few shots down. He's trying to press in as well as he can, but the siege tanks are not being dealt with, and the bio is evaporating. Oh wait, point defense drones are awesome. They keep everything from dying. The Marines trying to run down and clean up everything else as much as they can. The air army is significant though, and there's some detection there for DeathRoW. He's keeping it alive. So it looks like, despite having lost a lot of his army, he should be able to stabilize. Oh, he's got to run those workers away, though. That would be one way he can still sort of win the battle but lose the war. Not happening just yet.
Super painful here for DeathRoW. This is a bloody battle here. Covert trying to get some serious damage down to DeathRoW is slowly starting to pull back ahead. She's starting to clean this up. All these marauders in the mineral line, they're going to find out, hey, we shouldn't be here, guys. And we're okay, because nothing can shoot down right now.
Of course, Covert's still ahead in the army supply, and he's decently ahead in the worker supply now as well. There wasn't a huge amount killed in there, just about 8, but it widens the gap even a little more. And basically, Covert is now sitting pretty on 3 bases, while his opponent is hanging out in 2 base land in terms of what he can actually mine. So this is giving a very nice edge to our pink Terran player. Oh, lag again.
Oh, snap.
Hotkeys aren't working.
Hotkeys aren't working now.
Mm-hmm. All you need is F2, Kappa. 0, 2015. Oh, I'm sorry. All you need is F2, 0, 2015. Kappa, 2015. It's
Kappa
2 separate quotes.
Oh, it's 2 separate.
So you can take it out of context if you so desire. He finally figured out that orbitals have energy, and now he can buy a router. Kappa pride.
Game resumed.
Oh, hotkeys does make it tough. I gotta agree with that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, especially control groups, things like that. The pain.
And you know, one of them might have been, because I've had that happen sometimes where like your keyboard sort of latches into a different window and then suddenly you can't do anything. Like I've had that happen in a couple Blizzard games occasionally. It's weird. Anyway, there's a big drop going from CovertMuffin in the middle of DeathRow's base. DeathRoW hasn't been able to react quite quickly enough. Here comes his stuff from the front end of his base. And he's going to lose some workers while this is going on. And again, this is really all Covert wants to do some worker damage, move out. Though it looks like he's content to sacrifice his entire bio as he hits again on the 3rd base while this is going on.
Yeah, he pulled out those medevacs. That particular squad of Marines is on a suicide mission, but not for naught.
No.
This entire base is going to be shredded. This command center's not going to be able to lift off and escape in time. There's 1 siege tank, but Covert picks it off, gets away.
Now, the rough thing about this situation is when you're in DeathRow's shoes, your really only hope at this point is to pack all your things together that you still got and go for a big counterattack. The problem, though, is that he really didn't dent CovertMuffin's army at all. I mean, all he can do is just hang on and hope that Covert makes a serious micro error at this point because he's extremely far behind, 40 worker supply behind. The armies are still pretty similar, though, so if he can take a good engagement, it is, when I say good engagement, I mean godly. It is possible for him to take this back. Let's see if he goes for it, though. Base race, however, would be exactly what Covert wants right now, if that happens.
Oh, man, DeathRoW, no, you can't leave home.
But I like this. He's trying to pick... He might be able to pick off units that are rallying all the way to the front. Gets one medevac for free. Looks like he's going to get a second one as well. His siege tanks are out in the open, though. That's exactly what he doesn't want to have happen. Oh, no.
Oh, crap. Seeker Missile coming down, killing off the rest of the bio. Covert's a stim. Stutter
dead.
stepping.
Yeah.
And
That's the
DeathRoW
end of
taps
that.
out. That's GG. Covert takes game 2.
That...
Oh, actually, someone in the chat was thinking the same thing. F2 plus A. Yeah. No, I actually didn't see that. Good thing to know we're on the same page here.
Well, strictly speaking, if your keyboard is like that 20-minute combat shield by DeathRoW, fuck you, NXPC legit, aka DeathRoW, hanging out in the chat between games. Oh. Oh, well. Okay, we're tied 1-1 right now. Yeah, I'm gonna let Covert's gonna get some water and turn the adrenaline down a little bit. It'll take a minute. I'm gonna ask DeathRoW if he needs a minute as well.
Very well done here, though. Tried to hold on. Wasn't enough, unfortunately. The harass was just too much. Much joy. Hashtag hydration. I think he's getting water, guys. I don't think he's going to be drinking it up here. Well, that's no hope.
Okay, yeah. So apparently I just said, or is that pretty mooch a hop it doesn't happen sort of deal. So yeah, no hope for my typing skills.
Yeah, you type about as well as I speak, so that's all right. That's all right.
I take that as a compliment, actually.
There were three words that started with B that I tried to say in quick succession the last game, and I totally went.
That's fine. You got the B part right.
Yep, next game is on Echo for game 3.
Thank you for the our beak. For all I know, he did that on purpose. Okay.
He probably did.
He probably did. This is Covert. Let me mark my notes. Covert of game 2. Okay. That chat pissing me off. Look, man, I understand how you feel. Sometimes it's better not to look in the middle of the game. However, in our case, our chat's kind of hilarious, so it's okay. Entertainment.
Not entertained.
Check out Ketrock has subscriber emotes. Ketrock is a literal god. I have no idea where this conversation is even going anymore. Most likely, it's actually an AMA-related thing. Like, it is actually possible to sort of jury rig and like add on into Twitch that allows you to have your own emotes, but other people won't see them unless they also have it. So it's not exactly something I've ever thought about using, but it is a thing. Oh, stop watching the stream if you want us to stop pissing you off. You should be looking at SC2, Kappa. Oh, Virgilius with burn.
Oh.
Alright, but anyway.
Getting salty in there. Cool, coming up on the Echo. Pretty good. We got a ZVT. This map's pretty good for Zerg. At least the way that the natural is kind of tucked away. A little easier to defend against that, but it's prone to drops. You gotta be careful about those.
Yeah, drops, proxies, standard play. You see everything on this map. And it is one of the most commonly selected maps, I think, in general, as a result. Anyway, in the top left part of the map, we have our blue Terran player currently behind, tied 1-1. See, see what I said before? Smooth intro? Yeah, not happening.
Yay, awesome.
Anyway, it's DeathRoW. He's blue. He's Terran. He's great.
And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning is the pink Zerg player. This game it is DJ's CovertMuffin.
Wow, you gonna 14-14 me? Yeah, look at mineral patches.
Question mark, question mark.
What is he talking about? Took a
Laura.
gamble with this map.
Drones.
Drones. Wow. I actually don't know what he's talking about either.
Yeah, I think.
Like, DeathRoW, this is the point in a ladder game where I would just mute Covert and be like, I know she's screwing with me. Zerg spawns top economic disadvantage, both natural and main. Is that significant enough to matter in any meaningful way, though?
I don't know. I guess it depends on.
Would it even matter if you were Hydra, is what I'm asking. I would allow that to be significant.
I think he's just messing with it at this point.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Looks
He
like
didn't have
it
any
is.
poems ready, so he had to do something.
Yeah. So instead of going for the hash first, he's going for 14. Cool.
Now I'm looking over here. It's like, is this mind games? Yeah, it's mind games. Okay.
So silly. So silly.
Muffin is using the power of friendship. Yeah, the power of friendship is one way to look at it. Your friends are always the ones that tease you the most in the middle of battle, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they unfortunately are the ones that can mess with you the most effectively. So keep your friends close. Make them enemies later.
Anyway, pull into an hatchery, and DeathRow's side double gas. And looks like an expansion coming up here shortly.
Well, first, always, my dear Muffin.
Boss, you still think it's a good idea to build a command center? Given the information that Billy just got? No? Okay, fine, I'll build a supply depot.
Yeah, I guess so. I suppose. This is effectively a 3 supply depot wall off here, that poor little reactor.
And yeah, we have a couple lings fanning out, looking around. Making sure nothing weird is going on. I wonder if he's getting a little concerned that he might get counter-cheesed.
Yeah, no, he's checking around. He's making sure there are no proxy Raxes coming at him. But honestly, if there was a proxy barracks, it probably would have hit him by now.
Yep. Just wanted to make 100% certain, I guess.
Just covering the bases, as it were.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Actually, I almost think I might ask him in the interview about what this is intended for. Maybe he's just trying to nail down the scout, though. But the thing is, there's no scout to find. He went back home and started building a command center, so...
Yep.
That's the end of that. Anyway, back over in DeathRow's base. He's mined a huge amount of gas. Like, a huge amount. It seems very weird for him to have all this right now. I wonder if he... Like, yeah, he didn't grab a tech lab. He has to turn down a factory. I wonder what he's going for with all of that. There's the factory. Okay. Maybe Banshees again?
I don't know. Do you think he would pull it again? Maybe he wants Widow Mines. Widow Mines would be great against earlier Tier 1 Zerg units. Nice AoE damage there. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to pull off a Banshee too. He could totally be going Banshees.
I mean, it could be that, sure. It's tough to say. I mean, I'm not sure if it's one of those situations where I'm looking at a premeditated plan or somebody who's second-guessed and decided to do something different. Like, you can't... Not always 100% possible to tell.
Over getting greedy
Is
too.
that base slightly off?
I don't have anything to reference. I don't think so.
No?
Well, maybe it is. Maybe it's just
Yeah.
it's too far to the left.
It is, isn't it? Oh, well, that's bizarre. Anybody can make that mistake. Goes to show you.
It hurts my StarCraft brain.
Don't think about it. But yeah, they actually did design these map tiles, it looks like, so that the command center, nexus hatchery, whatever, sits kind of like in that square.
Yeah, I think it
Kind of
does.
interesting, actually. I wonder if that's consistent across all the bases, or if if there are exceptions to that. This could be as close as it can get. Like, that might be an optical illusion. Kind of doubt it. Anyway, banelings. Banelings and roaches.
We have a Roach Baneling. Pretty powerful against Terran. I like it. Got the beefy roaches to follow up the Baneling bust, and, you know, fastlings to lock down the bioarmy.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't have a lot of these yet, so he's getting 5 more roaches. So yeah, it looks like our Zerg wants to be the aggressor for this game. And there are a few Hellions out, and that will help a little bit with the Banelings if he can find them.
They're leaving.
This is going to suck for those Hellions, though. They're going to walk down here and find a bunch of roaches. And that won't go well for them.
Figure.
Oh, Covert's Roaches on a little bit of a move command there. Doesn't really matter, though, again, because they don't really take damage from the Hellions in any meaningful way. Nope, is he trying to dive around? He is. He's going to try and go for counterattack damage. CovertMuffin sees it, though. Well-placed Overlord sitting there right above the structure. Oh, too bad he didn't actually place that right on top of the defenses. Looks like he wants to blow them, get some damage down on the Marines, which he does pull off, and then a few Roaches walk up behind this. There's a lot of defenses here for the Zerg, but he's taking a lot of damage already. That Banshee does put a clock on everything that's here at the front of the base, and holds it off really handily, actually.
Pretty good. Banshees are...
Whoa, no! The walls are there! The Lings trying to go into the main base, but the door is shut, so they're gonna go for the natural. The workers don't really have anywhere to go. He's trying to hit the workers. If they keep going back and attacking the bunkers, so he's not killing as many as he probably could otherwise. But he gets about 9, probably, total. I think. Nope, more Lings coming in. He still hasn't fixed the wall. Okay.
Yikes. Lings continuing to stream in here. This is absolutely painful for DeathRoW.
Yeah, he is utilizing a huge amount of resources here to make this happen. So far, CovertMuffin being a little bit, of course, the loser on that end, losing 600, roughly, resources to make that attack happen. But he does push his opponent behind in 12 workers. So, you know, a good attack, I think, ultimately, as long as CovertMuffin doesn't make himself vulnerable to an attack timing after losing that much army supply.
Did okay. I mean, he did some damage, but yeah, he gave it up.
He got basically a base's worth of workers. So yeah, I like this move from DeathRoW to send some stuff out there, try and get some counterattack damage. This is the time to do it.
Time to do it, moving these Banshees right in under these Overlords.
He does have some spores for defense.
We do have Cloak up here too, so...
Oh, he's gonna go for the upgrades. I like this. Just take both of the upgrades out, get a real nice possibility for an attack time. Or at least slow CovertMuffin down a little bit. Economic advantage won't be as strong this way. Boom. No cancel. Hellings get in the middle of the third base. A worker dies. So not much damage done there. Looks like +1 range is going to go down now.
Gonna deny this. Hopefully Covert can...
Oh.
Cancel. Definitely denied.
I guess he's suspecting that he isn't actually watching these Banshees, and he's right about that. They're going to both go down. Kind of unfortunate, really, because he could have just repositioned it a little bit to the south. There's no spore down here. Rebuilding both of the... I'm terrible. Rebuilding both of the evolution chambers to actually start those upgrades again. And that's a pretty irritating loss for CovertMuffin. It means that he won't have as much of a commanding advantage as he possibly could. Still, that stated, he's in a nice position. He's still 11 workers ahead of his opponent. And kind of starting to climb up there.
Still pretty good. I mean, he's got Hydras coming out now too. Groove Spines, +1 missile, and +1 carapace. I mean, this is... By the book, this looks pretty good for Covert.
Yeah. Well, so let's see from here. DeathRoW isn't grabbing an expansion. He's sitting back on 2 bases. CovertMuffin's starting to creep up his third. So I think we might see DeathRoW try and go for a big attack here soon.
Yep, he's attacking on more barracks, reactors. Tech
Finally,
labs.
there's the command center. So he does want... I think he's just behind overall in his plan. I think no matter what he tries to do here. Oof.
He's also got concussive shells. So these Marauders may help against the Roaches. I mean, even on top of the armor bonus damage to slow them down.
Yeah. Oh,
No
Cobra wants
roaches
to
here.
have some fun, though. Baneling Ling Hydra.
I don't see any roaches inside, actually. Centrifugal Hooks is also coming out. I mean, the roly-poly upgrade, of course.
5 roaches, plus pathogen glands, so might want some infestors as well. This is interesting, kind of unusual composition. Definitely given the presence of both the Hydras and the infestors. A lot of players tend to go for that. Kind of the more common Scarlet staple of Bang Muta.
DeathRoW giving away his drop on the far right of the map, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think he wanted to plop down on the creep and go for an attack into the third. Maybe just clean up some of the creep. He's going to have time to do much more than that, though. He's going to see the army. That gives him a great preview of what's coming, though. The Hydras, again, probably feel a little strange. I wonder how often he runs into that on ladder. There are some people that do, like just Hydras with Lings. I mean, like you see him with roaches all the time, but this is an interesting situation.
Along to the right of the map again. I mean, he wants to. These Lings are searching for him.
Yeah, he's trying to evade as much protection as he can to Holy Banelings, Batman.
Lots of Banelings. Bright pink Banelings. Blinding Banelings.
Yeah, I love the fact that they put that colorization thing into the game that used to only exist as a mod. So nice looking. Anyway, here come the Banelings into the base. We're going to delay the third even more. He's still not really able to get down. One Widow Mine causing a little bit of damage. Let's see how this goes. We have the attack coming into the front now. The Banelings running up and mostly detonating on things before they get to the wall. Finally looks like he's going to break it down, though. There's a lot of Marauders in here. They should do decent work against the Roaches, but there's a lot of Hydras backing them up, and now the Lings are coming in to tank for them. And it looks like DeathRow's getting kind of overwhelmed here. He does have a tank on the high ground, and he has some more Marine Bio that actually kind of smashes all of CovertMuffin's units into those tanks, and it turns out to be just enough to defend.
Oh, very well done. The tanks on the high ground definitely made that engagement there for DeathRow. Didn't completely defend it. I mean, there were still some losses. He's still 12, 13 supply ahead, though, of his opponent in army.
That's right. Pretty inefficient fight for CovertMuffin, but he has hit essentially the worker saturation that he would like. At 72 workers, he can just focus on pumping out more units. Looks like that's exactly what he's going to do with more Hydras, Roaches, and Banelings. Kind of surprising that he isn't... Well, no, here comes an attack. Can't really change things up at this moment in time. Lings running forward, trying to do what they can to the siege tanks. Taking them out of the equation actually makes this composition quite a bit stronger. Banelings now running forward. Do get some great hits on the Marines. They all go down. The Hydra's going to be able to pick up the rest of this. And there you go. Counterattack shut down.
Hydras are serious business, man. Taking down all those Marauders that were damaged like nothing. Super scary. Covert moving up into a fourth base too, behind all these engagements going on in the middle of the map. DeathRoW also getting his third, finally getting this up and running after the couple of attacks that came from that location. Gonna drop the rocks and kind of secure the secrecy.
It's actually a really nice little feature. If you look at the amount of health these things have, they're basically a Nexus.
Yep, Dustin Browder would be amazed.
Nexus plop down here. A little bit of armor.
No, Billy, what are you doing, Billy? No, Billy, Dad.
We need you to walk up there and see what's on that cliff. Anything I'm looking for, boss? No, it's okay. Your feed will tell us what we need to know. Don't worry about it. Don't even gotta use your brain.
Boss, there's creep at the bottom of the ramp. Doesn't mean there are units up there.
There might be, there might not be. Go. Look.
No, just don't ask questions. But, you know, more rations in it for you when you get
Okay.
home.
Tap, tap, tap. Boom. That never gets old. You are a sadistic bastard, sir.
Again, sir? Again? That's the third time this week. I mean, this game, the past 10 minutes. So DeathRoW scanning. Trying to figure out what's going on. He's going to see this hive morphing here. And 7 infestors popping out for Mr. CovertMuffin. Perfect. I really like this. Lock down the bio army with the Banelings.
So, I like this thought from Covert. He's got the Baneling set up down here. I think he's still working under the presumption that this doorway is open, so he's going to try and run up here and go into the base. But it's going to be blocked off, so he's going to end up walking up here. The thing is, there isn't really any defenses at this key location in between the two bases, so he should still be able to make this work anyway. Oh, he's going to go for a pure flanking maneuver. Nope. Link's going to run in and scout first, checks to see that, oh, yeah, the wall's there, so he's, I guess, just not going to reveal the Banelings. Nope.
Oh,
Back with the army, the infestors are there as well. The siege tanks are doing a huge amount of damage to everything on that ramp stuff. And there's still more bio where that came from the still. But no, the infestors all die. Except for one. This is pretty scary. DeathRoW is really badly damaged, though. And probably should take a moment to heal everybody up.
Definitely doesn't want to press onto the creep. Not as damaged as this army is. I mean, he's getting antsy. He wants to get some work done, but it's a bad place. Link's coming
he's been totally surrounded by Links. So far, still not a whole lot done, but now the Fungals can drop right on this army, or at least they would if there was enough energy for them. And the Hydra DPS is more than enough, so he's going to pick up and get out of here. Loses one of the medevacs with the units in it, which is always a little cringeworthy when it happens, but that's okay. DeathRoW is still in this game, as is CovertMuffin, who's building an ultralisk den.
Ultralisk Den, 26 Lings and 9 more Banelings on the way.
Gavern.
Ooh, chitinous plating coming out.
Ultralisk Gavern.
And the adrenal upgrade for the Zerglings.
There's totally a part of me that likes to let me know that there's something wrong with what I'm about to say, but is never kind enough to tell me what it is until it's out of my mouth. Thank you, brain. All right.
What?
Ultralisk Cavern, not dead. Gah. Anyway,
okay.
Ball of Zerg units running up at the top here.
Oh, Billy.
That's okay. Billy is warning the rest of the army that something bad is happening. And actually, it's a really good maneuver to dive forward like this because he hides the presence of that command center. Unfortunately, if he loses everything, it's not exactly worth it. The Banelings are running in, trying to split up a little bit here. Mostly hitting the Marauders, which is okay, but Fungal Growth is still amazingly good against semi-cloaked up units like this, and the Roach Hydra finishes everything else off.
Ouch, ridiculous. Fungal's locking everything down. DeathRoW taps out there. CovertMuffin's going to take game 3 here. Up 2-1.
Yeah, so you see, you died there for a second too. You're like, how long have we been here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Long game.
That was pretty good. 23 minutes, StarCraft time.
Okay, next one's Coda. Let's see what they want to do. Coda next.
Woo! Chat is flying by here. We got 20 people. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. A lot of work goes into these weekends here, especially when they're all packed with best of 5s all 3 days.
That's right, there's 2 today, but thankfully they have a best of 3 in between, so things will be nice and smooth.
Things will compress a little more. I think CovertMuffin actually was planning on casting himself later, but a little tired. I don't know. I don't know how he's gonna feel.
He said he was planning on going for coffee after this.
Ah.
So see if the power of caffeine is enough to make up for the energy lost when packing your things. Honestly, comes down to how good his cardio is, actually. The better your cardio is, the better you can do that sort of thing.
Cardio. It's good stuff. Can't forget it.
Whoop.
There we go.
Oh, have fun with the burritos, good sir. Things going off. Oh, burritos.
Friedrich leaving me. How cynical was he when I was playing?
Scroll up. If you left the chat open, you'll find out.
Yeah. Oh dear.
And to be honest, he's basically just been grilling everybody.
Oh yeah.
Which is fine. I know enough about this guy to know it's mostly for fun. Stop messing with you. Darn this caffeine-free soda in front of me. It ain't helping. Not cynical at all, Kappa. Well, I'll leave that to somebody else to explain then. Just a throw. As good as a 70-year-old smoker, so it's pretty good. All right, everyone's got to start somewhere, Lecta. Everyone's got to start somewhere. Mostly my cardio has been built up by cutting grass for 2 hours a week. Which is to say, it was pretty bad before if that actually built it up to anywhere. Think about that. Not with the riding mower, though. Bush mower. 1 hour at a time. Kind of sucks, actually. I'm mildly allergic to whatever's in my lawn as well, so... Not feeling great by the end of it, but whatever. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Alright, here we go. Game 4. Going to Dakota.
Made me realize something, by the way, this past few weeks. My cardio got really good when I was in Japan, and I didn't 100% understand why. Realized later, I was just intensely curious and walked around a lot.
Hey!
That's it, for days on end.
That is totally good for you, just exploring, even though you know where you're going, generally.
Yeah, I mean, I would be like, there's a park here. I'm like, cool. And then I would walk around a whole lot. Kyoto had a lot of stuff that was like fun to walk and look at.
Kyoto sounds like the perfect place. It's not...
It's also not confusing as hell like Tokyo or any of the other cities in Japan.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of walking. Southern Plantation. I wouldn't be able to cut that in an hour, Oxy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
On foot, no.
Top left part of the map here on Coda. We have our blue Terran player. Let's take the skin tied up. It is DeathRoW.
And his opponent spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map is the pink Protoss player. Again, this game, it is DJ's CovertMuffin.
Yeah, this house is on the corner of this part of the neighborhood with a cul-de-sac next to it. So there's an overly huge lawn. Just a byproduct of the layout.
Oh yeah, actually I haven't myself exercised. I haven't had serious exercise since probably the end of high school. Those PE credits. Since then it's been trying to get by in my desk job kind of thing, you know. And I'm afraid to run around the neighborhood around here because you can't really tell if there's fireworks or gunshots out there.
Well, then, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I think I'll be finding the nice Croc Center about 5 minutes away, or, you know,
yeah, if they've got like a pool, get into swimming, that's really good. It doesn't involve people shooting at you.
Yep, and swimming definitely burns fat, at least that's what I've heard. Very, very effectively.
Though I wouldn't actually do that in my neighborhood either, just because everyone has a dog.
Oh.
So it's like, walk 100 feet, dog comes out, sniffs you. Got to stop moving. Keep going, because he gets bored and leaves. Another dog shows up, and you're like, oh my gosh.
I shouldn't sprint, or I'm going to have my legs torn off. Because then the instinct kicks in, and then they
it's not even just that. You know, like, it's super irritating to your neighbors if their dogs are all, like, flipping out every 5 seconds, so... Like, you know, I don't want to be a dick. That's what it comes down to.
Essentially. Nothing too crazy here from Covert. He's building pylons at home. He's got a gateway poised to kind of funnel the Reaper in one direction.
Yep.
Behind the mineral line too. He knows the Reaper's coming, and there it is. DeathRoW building the Reaper definitely.
Covert actually doing something a little unfortunate. Did he fix it yet? Nope. He still has 2 guys on one gas, 3 on the other. There isn't really a build that does this, so I'm assuming one of those is an error. Could be either, actually. Could have meant to put 2 in that one. Oh, well, he'll figure it out once his gas seems a little weird.
Yep. Oh, there he goes. He just fixed it. Over time, if he had left that long enough, that can
yeah, pretty much
pain.
About a minute. Short of like about 100 gas, something like that. Like, it's true. I think that's what it is with minerals. I need to double check if the math works out the same way for gas. But yeah.
Coming out across the map. Shortcut straight into the main base. On the side that isn't protected by CovertMuffin's building.
And here comes the Zealot, and this is kind of what you want to have happen here if you go with this setup. The Zealot pops out, the Reaper spends all his time shooting the Zealot, not your probes, and makes your life a lot better. Stab, 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 stab. Realizes he can't jump up there again. So he's going to circle around, and you can see him, he's even repositioning this overly glowy mothership core to the front end of his base for defense.
Defensive.
Stargate time.
Stargate time. Oh, where? Stargate! It's been constructed. We're waiting on an Oracle here. Because I don't think Covert goes for Phoenixes.
Nope.
Void Race.
Yep. And DeathRow's going for an expansion. So he might have in mind some desire to go for kind of a timing attack here. And DeathRow is already building bunkers because he's got a Reaper running around. He sees all this. He's like, I know what you're doing. I'm not going to die to it. No, thank you.
Now that he knows. Got a couple more bunkers up here. That's going to really hurt with the prismatic alignment, but as long as he can keep the repairs on it, should be okay. Going hard, 3 barracks though. Plenty of Marines.
One of the interesting oh, that's always a little annoying. Okay, no, it wasn't blocked for too long. But yeah. Anyway, there's one of the elements of Protoss construction with Stargates in particular is you can actually see what's being made inside the center of the Stargate. In general, you can you might be thinking, oh, maybe that's slightly unfair, but you know what? From the Terran perspective, like you can look at the add-ons and kind of been able to intuit what they're going to build from there. I mean, like there's ways to do this for each race, and of course, the Zerg have these giant buildings that just say, "I am building this thing." So
it shouts at you, yes,
loudly, especially when it's a Greater Spire. You're like, "Oh, Stargate, 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 Stargate."
Stargate, need Tempest, need Tempest.
Oh no, they're at my base. I didn't find it fast enough. No, everything's time.
Oh, not again.
Flashbacks to Wings of Liberty.
This is the 4th time this week.
Where's my mothership? No. It got neural parasited. No.
Why can't I vortex?
And There's some fun old memories there.
Oh, crazy stuff, crazy stuff. Well, Covert, poised to attack here. He's got a forward pylon, but there are 3 bunkers up here.
There's 3 bunkers, but there's no repair. And he might still be able to break through this. Can't underestimate Void Ray damage potential. Here we go. Yeah, he's going to come down here, and the first bunker's going to fall pretty quickly. He's going to go after the air defenses, pops the Marines out into the back. And here comes the rest. Some repairs coming forward, not very much. That goes down pretty quickly as well. And the Void Rays are dead! Without the Void Rays or the Oracle, he has literally no way to break down that last bunker without just sheer power. Oh no! DeathRoW rocket's a little bit too far forward. All of his Marines getting picked off.
Ugh. Time warp's so painful. It's going to change the legacy. Easier to dodge those sorts of things, but now there's Stalkers at the front. More Marines trying to stream down the ramp and defend. Time warp going down on the buildings. Yes.
Yep. Basically, in Legacy of the Void, you'll see him use it exclusively like that because it's more of a zoning measure since it takes so long to pop up. But it's much bigger.
Oh yes.
So it still works. It just does a different function.
Here we go. Zealot's coming up and getting some surface area. Oh, the bunker here, drawing the Marine fire. And,
he's forced him to run away, but he still has a lot of Marines up here. There's just Stalkers and Zealots.
Start stepping against these Zealots. Ooh, let's see if he gives his life a cause.
Boom. Down he goes. And let's see, reinforcements for Covert pretty much consist of just 3 more Zealots. He doesn't seem to be producing any more Stargate units. Oh, he is now. He's currently whistling that one out. And there's nothing else here. So that's it. There's no sentries here, so he can't block an attempt for DeathRoW to walk out. There's no time warp either. So it's going to be just a matter of time before he just walks out there, I think. Both players sitting on 1 base right now. DeathRoW has pieced this together, judging by the amount of units that's been hitting him. So he's opting for greater defenses. And he has kept the majority of these... like a decent number of these workers alive. It looks like he did lose a few. Also, himself mining 2 of 3 gas on accident. Doesn't look like he's pieced that one together yet. But he doesn't exactly have a shortage of gas, so it's not a problem.
Covert actually not constructing anything behind them. Just now throwing a Void Ray into the queue. The only thing before that was about 30 seconds ago. There's an Oracle that's going around behind the main base.
This is a huge gamble. But it's a good one because there's no air defenses back here at all. So he's just going to pop down on top of it. Well, okay, never mind.
No,
he
gets
got
that.
2 workers.
Not too bad,
1.
not too bad.
That literally didn't matter. He's still saturated. Oh, back.
Why did he... What? DeathRoW, no! No, you moved your workers back, buddy!
Oh. He moving him back before his army defensive units as a result. You can see that stuff's dying. But the Oracle goes down. Basically, a total of 15 workers killed by CovertMuffin. And in this last moment, looks like he killed 2. I mean, he's a 2 or 3. Yeah, he's basically almost resaturated again. He can just put 3 guys back on the gas, and it's good to go. To the extent that he even needs it. It looks like he's put everything back in the minerals and hasn't remembered gas just yet. We have another fight going on the ramp here. There's no force field, I think. Nope, there's one. There's a couple force fields in there, so you can't really walk down and pursue. He's thinking about it. It's just going to make the force field real easy if he goes down there.
Okay, sentry up front. Not where you want that, Covert.
Oh, but here comes another Void Ray. Oh, Void Ray's out of position! Marines walk forward and try to take it out. Okay, that holds off Covert for a little while longer.
Destroyed. No free damage there.
No. Marines running forward, trying to get some damage done. Force fields go down, block off a couple units, only kills a single Marine, though. Probably not worth, what is that, 3 force fields? They kind of like merged together, yeah.
Yeah, looks like 3. Perfectly in line there. But DeathRoW, I don't know. Covert's just now expanding. He should have expanded a couple minutes ago while this attack was going on. He's got him contained. Backing off now. Probably a smart move. I mean, he's starting to hurt economy-wise. You know, this aggression is not cheap.
Nope, and he's grabbing another Stargate and throwing down a natural. So it looks like the idea from here is to eventually go up into just an air army, but he's got a little ways to go before he can pull that off. And DeathRoW, however, he's like most other players at this level. He's able to pick up on the fact that the opponent has left very, very quickly, and he moves out to retake his expansion immediately. No hesitation, no thinking about it. He's got that back down, and now we're going to probably see him split some workers out over to there and basically get back on track with his game plan, whatever that was.
Yep, these guys have definitely played together before. I mean, you can just tell the way, you know. DeathRoW knows that he left, and he scans
Yep.
right at the watchtower. He knows Covert's probably holding that.
I wonder if he's going to be able to anticipate the follow-up here, which looks like it's more oracles from CovertMuffin. He wants to slow him down as much as he can so he can get a serious economic advantage in this. So far, the economic advantage is very slight. Just a few workers over DeathRoW. DeathRoW, however, having mules means that that's not really an advantage yet. Mules basically being worth essentially 2 workers on their own, so kind of tied.
Tied. Covert dropping a forge, looking to get into the upgrade game here. Pretty smart, if you ask me. At this point, you know, you're running into Stim Marines. You don't really want to...
DeathRoW is walking out for a 3rd.
Is good. Needs to expand. And he's supply blocked.
Yep. 3rd going out, and we have a factory. Looks like the good old factory overlord scout's going to wander out there, start getting some information on the Protoss. I've always found this ridiculous, to be honest. But I understand it. It's a good tactic. Shield level 1 is 100 now. Yep, I guess he never saw that patch note from like half a year ago.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was a long time ago. It's kind of expensive.
Might be the kind of thing he didn't want to tell his opponent, though, because he pretty much did just say, I'm going there. Because there's no reason for you to do that.
Essentially, yeah.
Almost no reason. You would get it with Archons, but... Yeah, so lots of Oracles. He's got 3 of them already, 4th one coming out. Well, 5th one coming out. A lot of Oracles is a great way to just completely take your opponent by surprise. The amount of damage output that they have is pretty intense. They're obviously really bad, though, in a general sense. Like, you wouldn't want to do this if somebody was predicting it. Because they would know that you're just energy dependent, and they would pick a ghost. EMP all your Oracles. And then you'd be like, oh, I can't shoot anything.
Yeah,
cool.
you'd be in trouble.
So, yep, there's the Factory Overlord getting high ground vision. The Oracles are like, hey... Actually stepping forward and trying to attack here, but they are super made of paper, so even though they do a lot of damage to the Marines, they all die.
They're all dead. Covert trying to warp in offensively here from the front lines, and Zone's moving in, getting completely shredded here.
Oh. And this is looking pretty bad for Covert. So DeathRoW, put him on. DeathRoW.
Yes. Going to game 5. 5 height.
Well,
so
that was looking pretty good for him for a moment there, but wasn't able to capitalize on it. He got the natural, but he didn't get to the production.
I thought we were going to take a quick breather here. And we're actually going to get to see Inferno pools today.
We are. Neither of these players sounds happy about this, which is going to be fun. And DeathRoW is apparently also tired.
Oh boy. I am too. Where's my caffeine, man?
What kind of soda are you drinking?
Unfortunately, root beer.
Oh.
It tastes good, that's about it. Does nothing for me. Didn't get any coffee this morning, so I'm a little... 2-2 Inferno time.
So this is an interesting map. I actually aesthetically think this map is probably the coolest in the pool.
No,
but
I love...
It's got weird properties.
Yeah, I know. I love the lava tile set. I mean, it just makes for amazing lighting. And kind of crazy because half of it is acid, and the other half is the other half is all lava.
Oxy's apparently a huge fan of root beer.
I like mug. I prefer A&W. A&W I think has the best aged vanilla taste to it. But there's no caffeine in any of it. So I don't drink it unless I'm combining it with something like ice cream or something like that.
So in Japan, I've probably mentioned this, I'm sure you've read about it at some point. You've got this flavor of soda called melon soda.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff's green tinted and essentially flavored off of not cantaloupes, but they're like weird cousins that are all green. That's the flavor.
So it's kind of a smooth.
Sugary bubblegum thing is kind of what it tastes like to me. It's a little bit different to anybody who tastes it, I think, but it's good stuff. But what they like to do is they like to put ice cream on that.
Huh.
I mean, it works. It's a little weird, but
yeah, I suppose
or
it
Pepsi.
sounds pretty good.
They put it on Pepsi.
They put
ice cream on Pepsi.
Well, yeah, that's not too far fetched.
No, it's not that bad either. It's like it makes you realize the fact that we use root beer is probably based on the name, because you could put this on a lot of stuff and it would work. It is ice cream after all. Yeah, melon soda, actually, it feels like if Sprite had more flavor, it would come out like that, to be honest.
Oh.
Like, and not to imply that it doesn't. I just mean it's like, it always comes across, like, Sierra Mist and Sprite comes across as, like, the lightest of all the different soda flavors, right?
Uh-huh.
This is, like, similar to that, but it's got more to it. I love it. It's, like, my favorite flavor, essentially.
Huh,
it's just, it's a pain in the ass to get here.
I was gonna say, if you ever find it, let me know.
If I find it, I'd be floored.
And then you proceed to buy out the supplier.
I would find the online retail thing for it and just order it that way. I wouldn't even drive anywhere. Just get a giant amount of it. But does it taste better from the other side of the lake? Probably. But I thought it was just fine when I had it here. Like, I did order some at one point. Offended you talk about Sprite like that, Kappa. Mm-hmm. Well, Sprite does have one good trait, and that is you can mix it with virtually anything and make it carbonated.
Oh, it's amazing. I love Sprite with, like, cherry grenadine. That's some good stuff. Especially when you go to the bar and they're like, hey, we don't have cherry flavor. Can we just get you grenadine from the bar? And I go, uh-huh.
My favorite, actually, is mixing that with lemonade. Lemonade very rarely has, like, would ever have a carbonated edge to it. It tastes really good.
No, I can see how that would be really freaking awesome.
Yep. But that's like going back to my adventures in college at this point. So no, I haven't done that in years. Anyway, bottom right-hand part of the map, we have DeathRoW here as our blue Terran player, currently tied. Good series this time.
Very, very good series, and his opponent spawning the top left-hand corner of the map. Clan DJ. The pink Zerg player it is, CovertMuffin. Gonna close it out. Playing his main race this time. Oh man, look at the flecks of burning ash here. Ambiance. Nice to see this map.
It was very pretty. I mean, you said flex, I immediately looked at the hatchery and saw it's like various muscles and things beating, and I'm like, I kind of didn't want to look at that, actually.
No, that's not what I... No, that's pretty disgusting. Yeah, you got teeth sticking out of the sides and all that funny, whatever. But,
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting here. It's a 4-player map, much longer rush distance.
This is making me wonder if at any point in the development of the Zerg, whether in StarCraft 1 or even in parts of StarCraft 2's development, if they just took all of the sound effects for the Zerg buildings and made them like fart noises.
You know,
just to see how far off that would be.
You heard the Overlord recently? That's all it sounds like. He's communicating with farts. I mean, they do fly and gas comes out of the sides. Maybe he is. I don't know.
Oh, that's that's amusing. Okay, I'm going to think about that later. Meanwhile, everybody on stream is going to get to think about that in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Anyway, yeah, this map, it's kind of... the most aggravating element of it is just how unbelievably far away the, like, fourth starts to get. A lot of people don't like this map because of that. And, of course, there's these island bases. Island bases always tend to turn into kind of problems when there's Terrans on the map.
Oh, yeah, and it's going to be even worse.
It's a new form of ninja base that essentially only they'll be taking.
Right, and, you know, Zerg's going to be able to do that in Legacy of the Void, so I don't think we'll be seeing those, really.
No. And, but, you know, at the same time, we do have these, we have the gold bases, we have some pretty nice proxy locations for the Protosses, if you ever see them on this map. For Zergs, there's just a lot of wide open territory to work with if you can get out into the middle of the map. It's great for surrounds. The Terran, on the other hand, there's a lot of angles to use drops from, so that can be pretty frustrating for people when facing Terrans. There's something for everybody not to like about this map. For Protosses, it's the size of the ramp actually. Like
The ramp, yep.
The ramp is not. It's like it's super far from the base, so you can't cover it with a photon overcharge, which is always annoying whenever that happens. But the fact that it's also that size with that kind of angle to it makes it pretty frustrating to defend. And then trying to get to the third from there, not a fun time. Not such a fun time.
Super excruciating here. I mean, this Reaper though, it's pretty good. Reapers move really fast. It's gonna run across the map. Got a second one on the way as well.
Yeah. Lynn coming up to do some scouting. He's going to see the building command center. He's going to tell him most of what he needs to know, and then from there he's going to try and poke up and get an eyeball on the next part of the attack. Luckily for CovertMuffin, the factory happened to have been built immediately behind the barracks, so he wouldn't have been able to hide it anyway. But he's not checking. And in fact, he's seeing the second Reaper come out, though. That's good news to have. Just in case DeathRoW is deciding to get cheeky. Unfortunately, he didn't see anything else. Very, very frustrating for the Zerg.
Well, she's 3 Reapers on the map now. One of them got in and got a pretty decent scout checking out all of Covert's base.
No, it looks like DeathRoW is really just concerned about making sure he sees everything this time.
I don't blame him. You know, Covert plays Zerg main. I think I'd want to know what his hand is.
Ooh, gets it away, nice.
Yikes.
It's coming back up.
1
though.
HP.
Oh.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, buddy.
Oh, it's going back up. He's got him in one hotkey grip. There you go.
Switch them off now.
Oh, he's actually trying to shoot down the queen to see if he can slow his opponent down a little bit. A little bit of a ballsy maneuver.
Ow. Covert
Oh
burning.
no!
Oh man!
What?
Wow. Reaper survives.
Gets
Yeah.
them. They're not going to survive if those drones get in their face, but it doesn't look like that's happening.
This is super painful here for a Zerg player. You know, these drones just can't get. Oh man, Reapers are made of butter.
Now, the problem, though, is that DeathRoW is actually not really consistently building things behind this as he keeps microing these guys. So despite everything that you just saw, Covert is still ahead in workers, and would be not that far off of his game plan if he's used to this.
DeathRoW moving up to a 3rd command center, though. They expand out a little bit. Probably pretty good. His opponent's staying on his side of the map for the most part. No, the Reaper harass was there.
Oh, there's one other thing about this map I forgot to mention.
Uh-oh.
It's a any spawn map.
Oh, it's an any spawn.
Yeah, and because of this construction, that means, of course, you have super absurdly close air potential, which is annoying to people. And then you also have pretty, like, if you're across the top of the map, that's not that far of a rush distance. Cross is probably the greatest chance for a normal game that you have on this map.
I think, I don't know. I mean, this is fairly standard. I'd like to think so. I mean, the Reaper opening and the Lings and hatch first sort of thing. So, I mean, we kind of did get that.
Yeah. Got to check the golds, though. Got to keep an eye on that. People love to go for those.
That's our requesting pause.
Okay. Let's see what the reason is.
Nope, he says. Phone call. So Covert's gonna use the pause opportunity to grab some water.
Who's that a jab at?
That was you.
Me?
Ring,
Oh.
ring.
Well, I don't actually answer the phone. I don't know what you're talking about.
So we'll reconvene here in a second, guys. Covert is... Wow, never mind. Exactly 1 second, actually. Covert is back now.
Okay.
Omega phone. 3, 2...
Oh, wait. 3, 2, 1, lol, go.
Oh.
Okay, by the way, for anybody who looked on the YouTube channel, I was kind of surprised to see nothing there. Most of the stuff from... Yeah, all the stuff from last weekend, except for the replays that we casted, are on the YouTube. We just need to get them tagged up and all that jazz. I just haven't notified the person who runs that they're up there. It's kind of my bad, but they will be up there. You will be able to research your opponents and all that jazz. For the next one, this one I'll try to get up quicker.
It's a well of knowledge and information. DeathRoW, ooh, this front well off here. Gonna want to get up soon. There are a couple banelings here waiting for him now.
He's got a Protoss style well off going on. I mean, he's got an opening for his Zealot there once he puts this next supply depot.
No, DeathRoW's army moving right past this covert. If he doesn't...
He doesn't see it. He sees some units moving out to the watchtower, though. It's going to let him know that something's coming. But he thinks the attack is over there, and instead, the attack has already started. It's beyond his positioning. He's just figured out the Hellions are moving back, and it looks like he's going to get there long before the Banelings actually go for the attack. So some chance the defense is still possible here for our Terran player. No,
he's cutting left, checking for gold. What? No.
Oh, he's not continuing. He's not continuing the wall off. This is going to hurt a lot. Oh.
Lings are gonna. Oh, they're gonna run.
Yeah, that goes up.
In.
But there's a hole in the door. He's gonna break more of it down just because he can. And these four Banelings are gonna
for
look
the SCVs.
There's the HUD. So, he actually attacks a couple workers onto the Banelings. Link style. But the workers have been all funneled into the army. More of them are gonna die.
Widow Mines are here to save the day.
Widow Mines are here to die before they can burrow.
Crap. We do have a Banshee up here. This could potentially hold against the Roaches, but that's all we got are SCVs from the natural here. A couple Marines, one Marauder.
Yeah, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 workers dead, 19 now. And yeah, he is going to hold this off, but he's lost the base. And Covert is going for the kill.
Covert's going for the gold behind this. Going for the gold medal. He's going to make his own gold medal. No, it's absolutely painful. I mean, as a Terran, you want the expansion, especially over the Zerg. And now that the gold base is down, Covert's going to rocket into the lead if he can spend efficiently. All that's going to turn into army.
So both of these players, I will remind everybody watching, are apparently pretty tired at the moment. So this is 2 diamond level players after 4 other games and doing other stuff all day. In other words, probably still diamond players.
Probably
maybe
still.
A little wonky, but still diamond players.
Very drowsy diamond players, yes.
Banshee.
Banshee looking at the watchtower. These Lings from CovertMuffin again, camping out at DeathRoW's gold base and checking to make sure that he's not taking advantage of the same thing he is.
No, Covert is expecting this to hit the gold, because he's expecting him to check there, but he's not doing that. He's floating over to the ordinary third base, and then he's going to go check the gold? Yep. He would actually be better off, I think, going into the main base and attacking something else, just given the amount of defenses that now exist.
Yep, he's going to find this easy.
Yeah. And he gets here, cool. And, there's only one Spore Crawler. And it's not down yet, so he can actually hit other things until it goes up.
No, the Transfuse is just going to be too powerful. He does know this base is here now.
He's just going to reposition and hit from a different angle. This is a really good maneuver. He's still in vision. We'll back out a little bit. Now he's actually invisible.
There we go. There's Spore Crawler. He's moving up.
Of course, to be honest, to really get the full benefit out of this base, he doesn't necessarily need to... he can lose some workers. His economy is much larger than it now implies. Given all the gold, given all those minerals that he's pulling in.
Oh, for sure. We got group spines coming down for the Zerg player, +1 attack on missiles and +1 carapace. So he's pretty, moving up into Hydra Tech. Hydra's just popped and are now on the map, and Terran himself going into 2-2 here with combat shield. Definitely going to want that against those Hydras. That's going to absolutely shred this army. There's an Overseer here too, so I mean, Banshees aren't going to be able to make that quick work of those Hydras.
Let's see what it is this time. Going to have to give him a lecture if he starts doing this without explaining what's going on. That this is not okay.
No, so far, I mean, DeathRoW's getting back into this game. Got a natural base. Move back down. He's dropping his third over here at the minerals. But Covert's been ahead a little bit on that gold base, so he's got plenty more army supply to work with if he so desires. Dog.
Oh,
Wait.
animal attack. Okay. Acceptable, puppy. No problem, no problem. Vicious creatures.
Give me a minute. He says he's probably got a water or
Or it's literally trying to tackle him.
potting the dog, or yeah, he's been destroyed physically.
Well, that's okay.
8-week-old German Shepherd Terrier.
Oh, it's a large puppy. That's kind of scary. Too much. Big puppy, fast puppy. Oh man. Oh, we're actually 10 minutes until the start of the next match.
Oh no.
Well, looks like they won't get their long interview.
Yeah, we're gonna hang out here for a minute while DeathRoW does his thing.
Yep, we'll have to do the short version, which is all good.
Hey, congratulations, you won. Hey, congratulations, you lost. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
That's not an interview. That's the don't come back to Skype interview.
How does that make you feel?
the most canned question that is used in every interview after every sporting event of any kind.
How do you feel right now? What's going through your mind?
How do you feel right now? What's going through your mind? Literally nothing. I just ran around a field for 4 hours. I am closer to a Zen state than I've ever been in my entire life.
Count us down. Get us started. Here we go.
Game resumed.
So the pausing seems to be affecting cover just slightly. A little bit of a supply block here while he's getting his 2 overlords out.
It's okay, because DeathRoW is also supply blocked at this point.
Yep. Both
Oh,
players kind of... Though, to be honest, that supply block on DeathRoW, it's not like he's... Does he have all of his barracks active? I think he does. Yeah, it's not like it was actually really stopping him up that much.
Just the Q. Just the Q.
Yep. Anyway, Lings and Hydras out here taking care of this Banshee. And now we have some Lings rolling out into the middle of the map.
Yikes. Covert preemptively splitting here, trying to pull off a concave before DeathRoW even gets up there. DeathRoW seems content to camp by his tank, though. Around the other side of the base. And Baneling's morphing. It's gonna be hell for the Bio Army. Oh, he's moving in the high ground behind the base. But surprise, Zerg!
Oh boy.
Kind
of just walking into the Terran army, takes a few hits, loses some stuff. And now he's discovering that siege tanks have been researched by the Terran race. And with the extra explosive power, we can see that they're doing quite a number on these links. Some of them are getting in range and taking care of the siege tanks, though they do kindly go down after doing some damage. But there's a lot of bio left here and only really Hydras left. Now, the tank for the Hydras, so they're going to have to book it. Running back a little bit further toward the defenses of the base. Looks like he's going to split off some Hydras and just sacrifice them so he can save the rest. And they're going to more or less get home. There's some more defenses back up here, a couple spine crawlers in addition to the Hydras, but he's still a little scary. Now, unfortunately, spine crawlers aren't going to help him all that much if he just goes to the high ground and attacks, and that's exactly what he's doing.
This Terran army is very, very injured right now. There's only one medevac with about half its energy here trying to heal the whole thing up, so I mean, he can't stay for too much longer.
Nope, he shut down mining on this location, otherwise just kind of park here, I guess, and wait. But yeah, here comes the reformed army of the Zerg. It's getting ready for an attack, and it looks like DeathRow's just going to escape through the left side of that plateau and head for the other base that's just been building.
Totally good. Covert did not cancel that, so a couple hundred minerals there sunk. But Ling run by over here at the third base of DeathRow. Quickly cleaned up, no problem. DeathRow stimming out a creep, and these units are so damaged they're just going to melt.
He's going to pick them up and run, because there's not much point to it anymore. Like, these guys will die if anything hits them at all, even the drones if they decide to attack.
We're probably going to pick up these medevac before any of the units escape.
Rough. Well, anyway, back home, DeathRow has actually a pretty sizable army. Not there, but just spread out all over the place. He's got a lot of stuff in production. coming out onto the map. It's a little bit weak at the moment, though, so if Covert were to dive forward now, he'd be able to get a decent amount done. However, that window is quickly closing.
Closing indeed. We got 3-3 on the way for the Terran player. More Marauders, more tanks. Definitely going to counter this this Roach comp he's got. And ahead from DeathRoW. Going to check test the waters before he moves up. 15 Banelings morphing. 19. 19 Banelings morphing. Quite a few.
Okay, well, it's obvious what he wants to go for here, but if he has enough siege tanks set up when this starts, this is considerably less effective. And he scans the edge of the army. He does not see the Banelings, though. Let's come down to his splits and how good he is at just focusing down the Banelings.
Gonna need to be very, very careful here. There's a nasty concave for Covert.
I think he saw it. He's got the siege tanks up now. He's stimming a Marauder forward. Check, and yeah, now he sees the Banelings. Clicking on one of them, even taking it out. Nice. Getting a second one? Nope, almost. And here comes a giant ball of Banelings. Oh, that's a lot. That should... Without more siege tanks, that can probably get through this, actually.
Yeah, definitely going to be very, very scary. Tanks rolling up.
He's trying to maneuver around, it looks like, to either side, but that's not happening.
Oh, snap. Covert moving straight in here.
Yeah.
Tank shots going down, but there's so much Zerg.
There's too much stuff. He's being forced back. Army supply technically still in DeathRow's favor, but it seems like a lot of it is just not here. Siege tank setting up on the high ground. A lot of his Marauders getting picked up. Nice hot pick up there. Brings him back. Going to land him down by the rest of the army, which is unfortunately also kind of landing on Banelings. Not a fun experience.
Nope, definitely don't want to play play trampoline on those.
But yeah, still a lot of reinforcements here, and more reinforcements here, and a lot of units just kind of streaming out, while the Zerg units are still on the other side of the map. Plus, there's a ball of green Marauders just running around causing havoc back here.
Oh, pretty crazy. He's picking up this spine crawler, but now they're pinned behind this gas, and
yep.
That's the end of them.
Just going to trade as much as they can. If there was another attempt at that base, it was destroyed. I did see the angle I saw them going at, so I think he sent them up here just to stop that potential expansion. But that's not happening. Instead, it's up here. It's top right.
Shoo. Top right. Ninja base hype.
Yeah, Terran going for the gold.
Terran going for the gold as well. Nothing happening here yet, but he definitely wants to get right on top of that. Chitinous plating coming out. Ultra Den. Cavern. Whatever you want to call it. That thing. That's a scary thing. I could actually get up and stand right up and eat you.
The stalker's saying go DeathRoW. A lot of Muffin fans in the chat at the
moment. A lot of Muffin fans, yeah. DeathRow's a little bit outnumbered.
But that's okay. On the battlefield, there's only you and your opponent. The fans don't exist. It's got something you always think of yourself. That's right. What you see like with actual sports too. It's like you gotta develop that Zen mindset. There's no bleachers, only the enemy.
Gotta zen it out. DeathRoW moving up. He smells something. He smells it. He also scanned it.
He also felt it. He went up and poked his workers.
Yeah, here we go. Muffin moving out with a huge number of Banelings. This tank just sitting at the front. Oh man, setting up a concave.
Oh, here come the Banelings. Everything's all smashed together. Ouch.
Ooh, good splits though, keeping the rest of the army alive.
Yeah, it's enough to hold. That's what he needed.
Pretty good, pretty good. Mitigated a lot of damage there.
You know, there's definitely a lot, I'm sure with the survivors of the Terran forces, they lose, I think, quite a bit to just traumatization from that. I mean, oh, they're splitting us up and using some of us to sacrifices. That's considered acceptable military strategy, grr.
Grr.
Yeah, I think DeathRoW has these medevacs inside his army rather than maybe clicked onto a follow command. They don't ever really seem to be healing much, because he's like always moving them around. There we go. Starting to patch some of them up, but they're still super bruised, and everything dies. Yep, or gets put up into the medevacs and just, never mind, they're fine. Those ultras look super cool.
Yeah, get away from that ultra, especially with that low of health. You do not want to be caught in the AoE blades.
Yep. Or die on its many extra various and
wow,
amusing looking spikes.
Oh no, DeathRoW had a super hot pickup here. His army units on top behind this gold base and doing really well. He flew over the spore crawler.
Oh,
Oh, that's just that'll get on you too. You get
Oh,
inside your own head.
this map is turning into a long, brutal grind. Both players, except of course DeathRoW, doing much better, as apparently CovertMuffin is kind of starved and now 70 supply behind his opponent. This is actually looking really bad for him.
Yeah, he's definitely counting on these ultras to do most of the heavy lifting here, and man, DeathRoW planetary down here at this gold base. Rob coming up. Gonna pick up this base yet again. Get it denied.
Yep.
Covert cancels preemptively. A little bit of engagement here, though. No, they're gonna walk right by each other, and DeathRow's gonna turn around.
Super Stim Marine, super bruised Marines actually pinning up the creep back here. Meanwhile, back at this attack, this is really bad for Covert. These units are sandwiched in here, and they are going to die. Like they are not leaving. That is not happening. The question is, how much damage will they get done in the meantime? And it's enough to make the worker difference still about. They kind of widen it a little bit. That's good and all, but he may have just thrown away much of his ability to keep DeathRoW down here. And, yeah, he said something.
He says,
nah,
meh,
I'm bored, GG.
Board GG. So DeathRoW takes the series of 3-2.
Yep, and it was also 196 supply to 68. So bored or not, it was looking pretty good for the Terran there.
There we go.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me jump back here. Close this down. Just have to wait for Mr. DeathRoW to come back here. And unfortunately, we're kind of bleeding into the next match. So we're actually are going to get the fast version of the interview. So here's the way this works when we're low on time.
Okay.
Pretty much what I'll have you guys do is I'll give you both a chance to just talk about anything you want to talk about from the past series. So if you need a minute to collect your thoughts, you have it, by the way, as well. We can just kill time a little bit. What do you think? But we'll just have you, we'll have you both talk. We'll give you one chance to talk about the stuff that happened in general. You can highlight whatever you want, and then we will move on to setting up the next match.
Cool. Awesome.
So first, who wants to start?
I can go first.
Okay.
Yeah, so my macro was really bad throughout that entire series. The caster saw I was floating thousands of minerals and gas for most of the games, especially when I played Zerg. So I never maxed out in Zerg in the last game, and that's just like a big no. So basically, yeah, I wasn't playing well, and I didn't feel like finishing out the game, and we're short on time, so I just ended it. The rest of the games, we had some like laggy things for DeathRoW, so I felt bad about that. But
Sure.
he held it off my my all-ins pretty well. He did a lot better than he did in the previous matchup, so I was very happy about that. And besides that, yeah, he has really good macro, and he kicked my ass on that front. So congratulations. Nice job.
I hate Inferno. I really do. Like, alright. We'll get to that, I mean.
I'm actually very interested.
Well, we'll get to the Inferno part.
Fair enough.
Okay, like, I'm keeping the best for last. You know what I mean? Feel me? Yeah!
I feel you. Oh, I feel you.
I feel ya.
Sorry, go ahead.
Really, I mean, we played one best of 3, and he whooped me really, really hard. He was playing Protoss, and he did these 2 really weird all-ins that I've never faced before, and I lost in the last best of 3 because of that. And then he tried that in game 4, I think, and it was on Coda. And somehow I held it. I scouted it fairly late, but when I saw the Zealot, I was thinking it's either the 1-1-1, or he's doing that weird-ass all-in stuff. So I put down like 5 bunkers, and I still got pushed back into my main. But I planted down my 3rd because I was floating, so that's how I felt I was ahead, and I stayed in the game. Anyways, I have nothing else to say. If you guys have questions.
No, you said you had something on Inferno Bulls.
Oh yeah. So on Inferno, I actually started playing really badly at first, and funny enough, I saw my dog.
Oh.
And my dog, and I'm just like, you know what? I'll do this for my dog, and then I started playing half better. So, ooh, felt pretty good. I started dropping. I didn't drop much in any of the other games, so felt better about myself.
Also, to be fair, because I imagine Cover, you feel a little awkward about the way that ended. That bar probably was over, actually. It was like about 70 supply to 200.
Yeah.
So that was totally reasonable time to GG. You may have not been aware from your perspective, because of course you can't see what your opponent has, but
no,
it's fine. Is what I'm saying. It's not like nothing was lost really. So it's no big deal.
I knew he had an extra 1 to 2 bases on me, and I was just trying to reestablish a single mining base beyond the gold base. So I knew it was over as well.
Like it was. So yeah, it's fine. It's not like anything was lost out there.
Oh yeah.
But okay, good. As far as I'm concerned, I thought the game seemed pretty good, especially like given limitations from both players. Someone's tired, someone's lagged. It all, it messes with you. It gets in your head. But I thought the games were still pretty good, and I would like to thank you both for playing, especially in this series overall. And for everybody else who's just hanging out, we have more matches after this. And the next one is going to be Otter versus Malfi. Malfi is actually a new guy. And that should be fun. And then Elysium versus Crazy Chaos, which is going to be a best of 5. The next one is, of course, a new match, so it's best of 3. And I believe Covert wanted to cast for at least one of these.
Yeah, I'll do both of them if you'll have me.
Sick.
Hey, yeah, go for it, buddy.
You'll do that. But
muffin.
Both of us need a short break to obtain caffeine. So we will be back in about 5 minutes.
Don't go anywhere.
Right.
We'll be back.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, something you can add. I coach Otter in the past, I think, ish month.
Oh, cool.
So it was actually against Bertrand. I started coaching her. So, ooh.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, started coaching a lot more people, funny enough.
Cool.
Cool, that's awesome. Yeah, coaching is
super fun.
It's tiring as hell.
Oh, that's good. Gotta have patience.